Welcome back. Welcome back to the Sharpshooters Podcast. I'm your humble and gracious host, Mr. Brinsky Sharp, on the ones, twos, threes, fours, the fives, and the six. Here with my main guys. Hopefully we'll get Tez in here tonight. Uh Coach Sean out playing softball or um his daughter playing softball, one of the two. But of course, we love our brother in spirit. But I got my guys in the house. I got my boy, my main man, Coach Carl in the house.
Going on, fam? How
Then
y'all?
you oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Just say, hey, y'all doing, man? It's good to be on. Brinsky, appreciate you inviting me, man. We know we appreciate everything that you're doing, man, and to help growing our community as coaches. And right now, you and Coach Sean are blowing up, and we appreciate y'all. So y'all keep climbing to the top, man, and dragging our little piece of crap asses on with you.
Oh man. Hey man, one go, we all go. That's how I go. Y'all the ones with all the knowledge. I'm just here, just soaking up all that knowledge, getting smarter about it. And our guy, he ain't been on
Sure.
here. It feel like he ain't been on here in a second. Been busy, being great. My main man, piano man, what's going on?
Be sharp, Coach Carl, and the crew. What's up, family? Man, it's good to be here. I'm like Coach Carl, man. Thank you for having me. And y'all know how school goes, bro. And I've just been trying to grind, but happy to be here tonight. Let's do
Oh,
it.
oh yeah, man. Of course. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Who we got up in here? Oh, of course, Coach Carl. Showing love. Just telling everybody good evening. But make sure y'all let everybody know. I know this kind of spurred the moment. Uh we gonna talk about the men's and women's final fours, WNBA collective bargaining agreement. A lot of these toxic fans, not just Alabama fans, just toxic fans in general, but we can definitely talk about our fan base because we have some toxic folks, and I'm just putting that in a nice way. And then got a big announcement at the end of the show, just a little hour show, so I ain't gonna hold y'all too much. But of course, I'm gonna start with the men. Well, we can start with the women first, or y'all want to start with the men's final four? Either one.
It don't matter, man. I think the women are a little bit more intriguing than the men
Yeah,
because we got those top four power hitters. So I guess we can start with the women.
yeah. Let's
Oh,
start with the ladies.
yeah, man. We got of course we got UCLA, uh UConn, South Carolina, and
Texas, right?
in Texas in the final four. So that's gonna be a very, very intriguing final four. And you look who popped on in, Miss Susan. How you doing?
How you doing,
Appreciate
Susan?
Hey,
appreciate you
Susan.
appreciate you jumping on in here. Just talking a little pop culture tonight, talking about other sports. And we're gonna definitely talk about our terrible fan base uh too. So you want to stick around for that. But who you guys got winning on the ladies side with these four teams left?
Well, since I'm at the top, I guess I'll go first. Right, with the 14 left, man, I actually see South Carolina banging up against UCLA. Because UCLA is probably the best team left outside of South Carolina. Even though UConn's most historic program, I think UCLA is the best one left outside of South Carolina. And the crazy part about it is UCLA couldn't beat USC. The only team this year that actually beat them this year was USC, right? They beat them 3 times. They lost three times to USC,
Oh
and they
yeah.
beat South Carolina early in the year by 30.
Wow.
I'm looking at the fact that South Carolina is small. They have a lot of small guards. They're playing big. Their biggest forward centers like 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". UCLA had those 6'5", 6'6", those two big tall girls that are 6'5", 6'6", and they
Mhm.
dominated South Carolina in the paint. which Dawn stated usually, you beat them one time, you really want to do Dawn State again because she always capitalized on the mistakes she made from the first time around. So
Mm.
at this point, by Juju being hurt and USC being knocked out because USC was my team, I picked USC in my bracket. I'm gonna have to go with South Carolina by default, but I really think that it's gonna be UCLA. I don't think UConn can beat them, even though UConn is clicking at the right time. I just don't think UConn or Texas can beat them because Texas can't beat South Carolina.
What you think, Piano Man?
You know what? I'm gonna say this from what you said at the onset of all of this. This is so intriguing because you have four teams in there that uh, any four of them could actually win it. They're all that good, but it's going to depend on matchups. Now, like Coach Carl said, historically speaking, UConn. If this was like 10 years ago, it'd be UConn's game,
Oh,
hands down. No, it wouldn't even be no contest. But the other three teams have caught up with UConn, and to a certain degree, they've passed them. So UConn is not; they don't have that fear anymore. So um, I'm going to have to go with South Carolina, and the reason why is if we sit down and if I sit down and think about it, South Carolina, by all points and purposes, is really not supposed to be there because this was supposed to be a rebuilding year because they lost a couple of their players from last year and even the year before. But Don Staley done put that thing together. Uh,
mhm.
yeah, UCLA is clicking, but I believe right now history is on the side of South Carolina. So I'm going to have to go with them. I'm going to have to go with them girls from Columbia.
Oh yeah, man. It's definitely setting up that way. I think uh they could possibly win it, but I don't really see them winning it without they struggled the last two. It's just that they had more talent on their team to make it through, which is very, very surprising to see them make it through the way they did. But it's gonna be really, really intriguing, man. Just see how these games go, man, because the um 'cause it's really a toss of like all four of them could win it. That's the same thing with the men too. Like anybody can win this. So, but Dawn is my girl. Always been my girl. I like Gino too. Gino been my guy. He's the GOAT. So man, it's gonna be a real, real interesting Final Four. I can't wait to see it, see how everything turned out. Okay, Larry Lawrence said, he said, and also shout out to Larry, man. I ain't get to say nothing to you. Miss Janet in the house too. But
Yes, sir.
but
My sweet
he
Janet.
said Dunn is the new summit.
Yeah.
Hey
I
man.
mean, it's oh my goodness. I love Don State, man. My wife loves Don State. We went to Birmingham to watch South Carolina play. My wife enjoyed it. She a South Carolina fan. I just can't put that on Don right now. Pat Summit is, ooh, man, that's a
I
tall
think Dunn is
task
just
to
in her
hit.
own category, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a tall task to hit. I like Don State as a mentor type of coach because she played in the league. She
Mhm.
knows how to get the kids to the maximum point and get them to reach their high potential. Even though she has a team that like I said, man, she shouldn't be in the Final Four with the team that she had right now. They
Yeah.
overachieved because of the team that she had. She only had what one or maybe two McDonald's All American on the team and a whole bunch of put together players. So the team she had last year was the team and they dominated
Well,
college basketball.
they still got people.
Yeah, but
Uh,
they don't have that. They
oh yeah,
got people,
yeah.
but they don't have the McDonald's All American like they had that left last year. So
Right.
I think that the team that they had constructed together is really a good team. I mean, like, but I think they should have lost Sunday. I was at the game. They should have lost Sunday. Duke had them beat.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina had the championship drive that Duke did not have. So in the last 3 minutes, South Carolina went from struggling, went from afraid. You know what I'm saying? What's her name? Chloe Kidd. Went from getting a shot blocked and swatted in the stands till she just made one layup and then she turned up. Got all the momentum in the world. And she just started playing really well down the stretch. So the team that they have, I think is like I said, it's a little bit early. They're a year in advance because they got a stud coming in next year. You know, McDonald All American top guard, one of the top guard in the damn country, coming in next year. And I think she like 6'3", 6'4", and she played guard. So they got a tough kid coming in next year and still in the running for two big girls. So they're about a year ahead of themselves, man. But they compare Dunn and Pat Summit. I just don't think it's apples and apples. I think it's more like apples to oranges. One was in a time where you just pick up the phone and call the kid and she show up. Now you got in the era. Now you got to pick up and call the kid and tell her how much money you got and see if she show up.
Yeah.
So,
I about to say I like Malaysia for follow
full
Wally.
full of
Man,
yeah, but
that girl is
she tough, but
so
she had a bad game Sunday, boy. She struggled
yeah,
bad
she don't usually have bad ones. That's why I said Duke just couldn't shoot the ball to save their life to take over. Because if they could have just shot the ball decent in that fourth quarter, South Carolina would have lost.
Okay,
But the name of the game is survive in advance. That's all the thing that matters. Just survive in advance.
that's the thing that scares me about if UCLA was to put it off on that side. Or they get in there and get the match up with Texas and that. I mean, they blow Texas beat them one time and then they blow Texas out. So that's a toss up between them two. I don't know, man. Let's see what
Well,
Don got.
Yeah.
well, I understand what Larry meant about Don being the new Pat Summit. You know, she's going about her business almost the same way that Pat Summit did, but like what B Sharp just said, you're in a different era now. But
Mhm.
Don doing the doggone thing, and so
Yes, she is.
but now I'm going to say this. Uh, Gino is the one that but it's between Pat and Don, because when Pat sort of faded off the scene, you know, as she was fading off the scene, that's when UConn began to make that run. So, uh, to me, your big three, you know, is Pat, rest in peace, Gino, and now Don. Now you've had some others, Kim Malarkey and a couple like the lady from Stanford that retired, and so forth and so on. But your big three, your Rushmore right now is Pat, Gino, and Don Staley. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting with the South Carolina game. You know, who are they playing? Texas? No.
Texas, they play Texas.
Are they playing Texas?
I'm about to look it
Yeah,
up right
and
now.
they play Texas.
See, I
But
think
my
they'll be. I think the momentum there will favor South Carolina, but that UConn, if UConn is playing UCLA, that's going to be a heck of a game. That's
Mhm.
my
going to
thing,
be.
my
I'm gonna be
my
honest
thing is
with you.
this, Piana. My thing is this, right? We can't compare Don and Pat because Pat won her championships over Spain. Don is killing it right now. The only person that killed in the era that Don is Gino. So you want
Yeah,
to compare Don to somebody? Why not compare Don to Gino? Because Gino is the standard of college basketball. The man got more championships than anybody.
Oh, he's definitely the standard. He
Like,
the
he's
GOAT.
the standard.
but I think that the reason Pat gets the nod because she turned the corner as a female, you know, coaching it at that particular time. But Gino had to work
Mhm.
his way in, and then but when Gino got on in there, wasn't nobody beating UConn, and that included Pat Summit. She couldn't do nothing with them UConn team back in the gap. But like you said, right about now, Don are eating it up. But this is going to be Don's challenge. If Don can pull this off, then she's gonna sky gonna really be the limit for her.
Yeah, because I love how Kim Mulkey's in there, but this the schedule got they actually play Friday. I don't know why I thought they played like Sunday or something, but we got Texas versus South Carolina and then UConn versus UCLA. So that's gonna be interesting one. So we're gonna see how it go. And definitely on. I think we're
But
gonna take off because I know Monday is gonna be the national championship. So probably get back on here Tuesday
all
and
right.
talk our mess. But
But but B Sharp, can I add something to that though,
go ahead,
bro?
go ahead.
When you were talking about Kim down there at LSU, it goes to show right there. And I know this may not be a popular take, but it's just Piano Man's. It goes to show you how important Angel Reese was to that team.
Well, she was important,
She
but
was
they was still
important.
they was still a loaded team.
They were
They
still
were
loaded, but in my opinion, no B Sharp, Angel was who she was, and she
mhm.
brought a particular. There was a particular attitude that
Oh yeah.
that Angel brought that catapulted that catapulted the rest of the team. That she not necessarily carried them, but it challenged the other team, the rest of the team to
Hmm.
come on up,
I
and they
agree.
didn't have that particular grit like that particular attitude this year, so they sort of missed her. But you're right, they were still loaded, and they're gonna be right back in that thing next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Especially with
it was her tenacity that sets
Yeah,
her apart from anything. But
mhm.
the thing about LSU, if you go right now, Brinsky, and you look at the women top 100 or top 50 players inside of the high school right now, 2026 class, you look at LSU roster. LSU has 6 of the top 50 already committed. One at every position and a bag up point guard. Like they loaded.
they loaded.
6 of the top 50 coming in. If those girls come in and play according to how they played in high school, LSU win the championship 2026, 27.
But
They loaded.
shout out to Jason. He over there talking mess. I know he over there in the background. Larry Lars said Dunn has 15 to 20 years of coaching left. Let's not forget that. I think she got longer than that. But you're right about that, Larry. I believe she got longer than that. So yeah, man, just stay in tune, man. I know right now Gino has that spot locked up. He all the championships he get, yeah, he definitely passed. Pat, but Pat is definitely 2. But 3 right now, it's a struggle between you can go with Kim Mulkey, you can go with Dunn, but Dunn got about so I think Dunn got at least about 5 more in him, and that's at least. But only time will tell. Now we're gonna
Yep.
talk about these men.
Uh-oh.
Got the men.
Anna.
Unfortunately, we got the Auburn Tigers in there, and we got they going against those Florida Gators. And then we have Houston going against good old blue blood Duke. Good old Cooper Flag. It's gonna be a good Final Four for the mid. Who you guys got with it at all? Oh, for the
Hmm.
men's side. You can go first this time, Peter Bell, or I could go.
You go. Let me think about that.
Okay.
Let me pray about this one.
Well, of course, we don't want to see Auburn do nothing, but they got a tough task against Florida. But Florida got a tough task against Auburn. Auburn got a good team. They old. Got a bunch of 25-year-olds on their team in college. but they're a good team, man. Then I believe Florida end up winning. None bias. I just think Florida is that good. Um, and then you got Duke playing with Cooper Flab, who's going to be the first overall pick in the draft. I don't know why they think he coming back. This man is going to the draft. Whatever NIL money you think you got, the NBA money is a whole lot better. That NBA money is different. And they're going against Houston, which has Master P's son Mercy playing as a freshman, but their team is pretty loaded. He'll probably get a lot more burn next year, but he a good basketball player. But that one a toss up, man. I really don't know if it's really a flip of the coin. I would say Duke, and then expect to see Duke and Florida battled out for the national championship game. That's another flip of the coin. Who gonna play great that night? But I believe Cooper can take it over there. He is just that special, man, of a basketball player. And to think that he's supposed to be a senior in high school. So, but before y'all go, I see KT popped in the house. What's going on, girl? And then she said so she had Kansas and Auburn. Well, I'm Rock Chalk Jayhawk with college basketball. College basketball is probably like the only sport I believe you can have two teams, because I root for Alabama just default, just because it's Alabama, no matter what they are, whatever sport. But I love Kansas, I love Duke, I love Syracuse, but Kansas like mainly one of my favorite teams.
Don't do it.
It's going to be tough to call both game or well matchup, man. What you say, man? Is definitely. She said also had said Houston taking it all.
Sure.
That's who KT had said. I had Houston taking it all. And it said, long as Auburn loses, I'm Gucci. You ain't lying about that one, Miss Janet. You ain't lying about that one. I feel good just to
I love you, Miss Janet. That's why I love
Janet. I stand with Janet on that one. Long as Auburn lose, long as Barney lose, I'm good.
Yes, hey, I'm good with that too. Call me a hater, send it to your favorite Auburn fan. I don't care. I want to see them lose. I'ma sleep good that night with, even if they do win it all, I'd be like, it ain't football. Y'all know what the real national championship. You know the one you really want, and you want that football. I don't care if Auburn win 4 straight national championships in basketball. It still don't compare to football. Not down here, at least.
That's right.
No, Larry Lard said, Florida looks pretty good. I'm telling you, man. Our boy Brian up in the house. Brian, what's going on, dog?
Oh, Brian.
Bino.
Roll Tide to your brother. He said, number one hater right here. No, I'm number one. I'm number one. I think that's what we all will fight for.
You got to get in line behind Brisket, Mitch Janet.
Well, both of y'all gonna have to get in line behind me. I've been hating Auburn longer than both of y'all.
I can't fight you on the age, man.
I've been hating Auburn both longer than both. So y'all get behind me, because this is history talking right here. I've hated, man. Hey, I know hate is a strong word, but y'all know what I mean when I say, it's a sports thing.
Yeah, man. It's just
but I'm gonna say this now that I kind of thought about it. Let me ask this question: has Auburn and Florida played this year?
Twice.
Who won?
Florida.
They split.
No, Florida won both of them.
Florida won both of them.
Okay. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. It's hard to do it. As a matter of fact, it's hard to beat them twice.
Yeah.
But
unless you're Florida.
But here's my point, and this is something I was sharing with my nephew. He said he don't believe Florida. He's a big Florida fan, but he don't believe Florida beat Auburn. I said, here's the problem. Florida's more deeper than what you think, than what you give them credit for. And they're peaking at the right time. They're peaking. They came up out of nowhere because all of your attention basically was on Alabama and Auburn, and very little emphasis was placed on Florida. Florida started peaking, and then boom, bam, here it is. I believe Florida's going to beat them boys again, man, and send Auburn home packing, crying. I want them falling out all over the place. I want to see a beat down. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't know who I dislike the most: the Dallas Cowboys, Auburn, LSU, or the Devil. I don't know which one of them I dislike the most. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. If any Cowboy fans on here, God bless you, but I don't like them. I definitely don't like Auburn. Never have and never will. And I think and LSU fits in that same boat. and everybody know how I feel about the devil, and anyway. But I don't believe Auburn's going to beat them. On the other side of the bracket, I like Houston, but Duke has history, and when you get Duke this time of the year, they are hard to beat. And uh, everybody putting all the emphasis on Cooper Flag, but I think that dude is his name Proctor.
Mm-hmm.
That dude cold blooded, man.
Oh yeah.
That dude cold blooded. That guy shot the lights out. But now, so I believe Duke is going to win that. But let me go back to Florida Auburn. Uh, Florida is beatable though. That's the one thing that kind of makes me cringe because Texas Tech had them beat. Texas Tech had them, and they let up off of them, and so. But that has nothing to do with neither here nor there now. But I believe Florida's going to beat Auburn again, send them home, and then that drama-filled broom dude can go on home and get out of everybody's way.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. Just see how everything turn out. And like I said, this time of the year, anything can happen. That's why I said it's all about surviving and advancing. That's the only thing that matters is surviving and advancing. Just win, to fight for another day. And is your team gonna be the one fighting, or you gonna be the one watching like the rest of us? Like Alabama right now, we the ones sitting here watching. And you damn right, Miss Susan. F them trees. I hope I hope whatever. Hopefully they lose Saturday, so we can. And the first thing I'm gonna post is them trees not being rolled on. I was like, no, but
F them trees, man.
yeah, F them.
F them trees, man.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Where is Miss Janet with her? Well, I guess she's gonna come in at the end of the show. I guess
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, it's that time of the year. Real hate, real hate.
Can't stand Auburn, man.
Oh yeah, but good luck to everybody. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Like I said, this is not a long show tonight. Just an hour, just talking about some stuff. Tez was supposed to be on the show, but he playing hooky, man. So
That's them
y'all,
Auburn guys for you, man.
hey man, that shows you, man. It shows you.
I know, right?
And I'm gonna talk bad about him. So y'all hold it against him.
All right, so I guess I'm next, right?
See, that's what I'm talking
Let's-
about. At least
let's-
she here. I got
let's
Miss
go.
Janet here. I got Miss Susan here. I got Larry Large here. I got KT here. I got Brian here. We good.
Yeah, we good, man. You have
Man, we
you don't
good.
need but one.
Oh, I got the family here. I wish shout out to Dwight and all the rest of them. They fall on in here.
Anitra.
That look what I'm telling you. Anitra pop on in here. It's all good. It's all good. Good
White pops in and say F the trees.
Oh man, look at it, man. I just spoke you up, man. I just spoke you up. Look at that, man. Y'all know how to pop on in here. Y'all come on in, man. Good to see
You know what?
everybody.
Hey, B Sharp. You know what tonight's show really need to be? The title need to be
What that?
F them trees.
Oh yeah. F.
You know, hey Bishop, I used to say it, but man, I started going to Auburn, hanging out in the president's suite with them people over there, man. That's some good damn people. So
oh man, you gonna eat good. You gonna be good and all that.
I can't say F them trees because
hey man, you got connection, man.
They might not invite me back.
No man.
Well, we can say it. I ain't got no connection.
Exactly.
Ain't got no connection and don't want no connection.
The thing about Auburn, man, when I was in high school, Auburn actually invited me over, and then they gave me a conditional scholarship offer. When I got hurt, so I actually couldn't play football. But once I went back over there, sat in the president's suite with the president, the dude pulled my name up before I got there, and he brought me a list of the offer sheet that they gave me. He gave me a 2-year conditional offer. So as long as I kept progressing after the second year, they would give me a full ride scholarship. and he brought it to me and showed it to me. Asked me why did I commit to Auburn, and I told him the reason why I didn't commit, and he cringed. He like, oh my god. So
Hey
and
man.
it made me an honorary Auburn player. So I really can't hate on them too much, but I can say I can't talk about them rolling the trees, stuff like that. But can't just come out here and say F Auburn on there because they might
Oh,
pull up a podcast, and be like, hey man, I know you had season tickets for life, but we're gonna have to pull that from you. I like to go to Alabama Auburn games when they play Alabama play over there. I like to go to Georgia
oh
game when
no, man.
Auburn
That
play
was it, man.
Georgia.
Don't ruin your connections, man. Don't ruin your connections.
Yeah, don't
I'm
ruin.
gonna leave that to y'all. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna beat.
Mm-hmm. But Dwight, my bad, bro. Dwight been in here the whole time. He said he been driving. Hey man, you be safe on that road, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
what I
man.
said,
Be
man.
safe, man.
We just here to keep you entertained.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, no,
Joy,
I said,
he know I know about them days, boy. Them long nights I done that road driving, boy.
man,
I used to hate them nights, boy.
shoot, my sister do it, man. But
Somebody special just popped in.
oh yeah, she talking about my wife,
That's
Sarah
here.
said when
Hey, Miss Sarah.
it said the trees ain't done nothing to y'all, man. Please,
Queen Sharp.
man, please, burn them. We got trees in the backyard. They special. All tree lives matter.
Except for the ones in Auburn. Except for them Auburn trees.
Oh yeah, man. Dirty trees.
The only tree that matter is the ones in Auburn. So tree live matter in Auburn.
And tree lives.
Everywhere else they cut them down.
Man.
Everywhere else they cut them down and make
They
tissue out of
them.
them.
Coach Carl,
Damn
they must
tree.
be feeding you mighty good over there or something, Carl.
No, tree lives matter only in Auburn, so they can't roll the trees.
Ain't nobody trying to roll no tree.
Hey, the roll the trees should be against the law in Auburn because damn tree lives matter. If they keep on
Auburn
rolling the
should be
trees, they're
against
gonna
the
kill
law.
them. They're gonna kill them damn trees.
Hey,
It
Coach
should be against
Carl,
the law.
Auburn should be against the law.
Well,
That should be okay.
Auburn,
That should
let me
be.
get them off subject, man.
Auburn can do better if they move across the state line.
You know what?
They just go ahead and adopt the Georgia state line. It would be a whole lot better.
I'm gonna put it to you on this. It's 10 commandments, right? The 11th commandment is thou shalt not get caught, and the 12th commandment is Auburn should not be rooted for. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Oh, man.
You heard it. You heard it first right here.
When you root for Auburn, you break the 12th commandment.
Commandment number 12 says
Commandment
what?
number
Miss
12.
Janet?
That's what we're gonna tell Tez, man, when he come in here with that bull jive. So next time we say, hey man, you breaking the 12th commandment, man. You know there were more? You know there were more?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all gotta remember. Hold on, what's the 11th commandment?
Thou shalt not get caught. Don't get caught breaking the other 10.
So you get caught breaking rule number 12. So you don't violate 11 and 12 by rule for Auburn.
That's right.
And you come out publicly and rule for Auburn, so thou shalt not get caught rule for Auburn.
Don't get caught. 11 and 12 go together. Now the first 10, I'm praying for you, but 11 and 12 now.
Oh man,
that's a good one, there, Piano. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm praying for you, but 11 and 12.
I do say, man, I still say they violate the policy when they be rolling them damn trees. Though I don't like that shit at all. But
man,
when I do go to Auburn, I vote. I do go to Auburn now with my Alabama shit. So I am low down as hell because I sit in Auburn in the damn president suite with Alabama shit all over. And all they say is, we're going to convert you one day. We're going to convert you one day. That's all they say.
Golly.
You're not going to do it.
See, man, you need to keep them people away from you, man.
But let me ask this question. Who cleans up after that foolishness when rolling? Who have to clean that mess up?
They got a campus cleaning crew that goes by and suck all of it over the back of them or something.
God.
But another reason why, man, I really don't want to say that because a lot of time when you do a job interview and like next year later on this year I'm planning on doing a job interview over Auburn.
Yeah,
Work in the psychology. To work in the psychology department. So
mhm.
you don't want to say too much bad. And then they pull up your Twitter account or pull up your YouTube, be like, oh, remember when you said such about Auburn?
That's what I'm trying to get off of, but y'all just keep talking on. That's what I'm
Man,
trying.
F them trees.
See, that's you. You see, that's you.
I ain't trying to get no job at all. Hey, Coach Carl, when I finish
I
up
am.
this first degree, that's gonna be, on that side of town. But when I get this second one, man, I want to go to work for the feds, and that's gonna be it. And then cause I ain't trying to go to Auburn. I
The
forget Auburn.
problem in piano man with guys our age, once you hit the age limit of 40, if the Fed don't hire you anymore.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna sue them for discrimination.
then
Oh
you
man,
can't because they got age limits on the hiring process. You have to already be there when you turn 40. If you're not already there, you turn 40, they don't hire you past 40. You had to be 39 or younger for them to hire you in the Fed.
Well, what the heck Donald Trump doing up there then?
He did. He's not a Fed. He didn't get hired. He got voted in.
Well, he got voted. He can vote me in. They
man.
can vote. They can vote me in. Doggone it.
Since we talk, man, we making too much talk about Auburn. Hold on. I know
Yeah.
Ted said I'm fresh off a flat tire talking this nonsense. What nonsense? It sounds like you're breaking the 12th commandment, sir.
That you
I'm
done
telling
broke it.
you.
Sound like you're
Okay.
breaking the 12th commandment, sir.
I'm
Don't
telling
come in here with
you.
that mess. Man, you supposed to be here. I don't know about no flat tire.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. There you go.
Is him? Is it
There you
him?
go.
Fellas, y'all hear me?
We hear you
Yes,
loud
sir.
and well, man.
We hear you telling a lie
Man,
about that flat tire.
nah,
F them
listen.
trees.
Hey, so I'm fresh off a flat, changing the flat on my way to the house, man. Try to catch this stream. I log on. The first thing I hear is "F them trees."
That's right.
Y'all got to do
Man,
better than that, man. Them trees ain't did nothing to y'all.
I
Man, the
got
trees ain't
my
do
back.
nothing to us. What y'all did was when y'all came up there and put that damn Cam New jersey on Bear Brown's statue. Y'all made it worse on yourself.
Hey, man, that Bad Brian statue was bland. It needed some life, some color to it. So we just put a number 2 jersey on it, man. It
Oh,
was
Hey
so
cool.
you
man,
put the
one thing
scam.
you don't do, you
So you
don't touch
put a
that
scam.
blind.
So you put a scam artist on the man himself. A scam artist. A con artist. His
Hey,
whole
man,
family a con.
The
it's
worst
just
thing you could have ever did, Ted, was put that damn Cam New jersey on Bear Bryant. Man, they probably
it.
let you get away with Saban, but Bear
It
Bryant, come on now.
hey, Carl. I was just about to say that, man. Listen, it was just Bear Bryant. It wasn't like it was Nick Saban.
Hmm? It
I
was
made a
just,
sta-
What you say?
made, I made
it
a
was
statement
just.
just then. I made a statement just then that you might
We
not have
under,
caught. But
we
it was just
understand.
Bear Bryant. It's not like
We
it was Nick Saban.
we understand that Nick Saban is the GOAT of college football.
Right.
But before it was Nick Saban, it was Bear Bryant. Until some of these people have been around football, like Piano Man, way longer than us. Saban may be the GOAT now of this era, but to some of those people, it's still Bear Bryant.
And who they still talk about? Bear Bryant been dead for years and a day, and they still talk about the bear.
That's true. That's true. I give y'all that. But
They
but
they
but Nick Saban had the most historic run of any coach in
Oh well,
college
that's no
football.
question.
I mean,
I mean, okay, that go
that's
without saying.
undoubtedly that's
But you
undoubtedly
but you
true
still
because
don't have
Nick
to put
Saban
Scam
is Nick
Newton's
Saban.
jersey on the
Listen,
bear.
exactly.
Now you broke the 13th commandment. See, y'all Auburn folks will keep messing up, man.
Hey man, said 13 commandment.
The 13th commandment is Scam Newton ain't got no business around Bear Bryant.
None.
Hey man. So the greatest college football talent ever has no business around the second greatest college football
I
coach
don't know
ever.
if he's the greatest talent ever.
He's not the greatest talent.
Who else you gonna put ahead of him?
Cam
Anybody
had
from Alabama?
Cam had
He
historic
had a
numbers
historic
running
run, but
No,
in
no,
and
talent,
no.
passing for
Name
1 year,
name
but
name
as a
name the
talent,
name. Name the
That's a
names.
talent test. Come on,
Who
bro.
name the names? Who you gonna put ahead of him? Who you putting ahead of Cam Newton?
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson is ahead of Cam Newton.
More talent. You just said talent.
You said talent.
I mean, Cam Newton can't throw the ball. I mean, Calvin
You
Johnson
got
can't
that
throw the
right.
football.
You don't know that.
Here we go. It just like we don't know that Cam Newton can't catch.
He can catch.
Lamar
Yeah, we
Jackson.
seen him catch touchdown.
Man, you only seen him catch that one touchdown, and you swear this thing.
We saw him. We actually saw him catch that damn laptop while he was running out that building in Florida too. Nigga.
Hey man, listen.
Hey man, you walked into that one, bro. You walked into that one.
Hey, I'm not mad. It depends on what kind of laptop it was. Was it a Lenovo, HP? Was it an Apple? It depends on what kind it was. It may have been justified.
See,
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one thing we need to find out. I need to know what kind of laptop it was.
What kind of laptop was it, Cam?
Hey,
because if you try to take a HP, like, come on, bro.
Hey, but no, seriously, who do y'all put ahead of Cam Newton? There's names that I agree with. I heard Calvin Johnson. I don't agree with that. I heard
I'll stay right there at Auburn.
Lamar Jackson.
I'll stay right there at Auburn.
Cam had one season.
Yeah,
he didn't have three like
Bo Jackson.
He didn't have three like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson dominated college football for 3 years.
Yeah, but it was the best season of any season.
Bo Jackson.
You think Bo Jackson had a better season than Cam Newton?
No, Bo Jackson was more talented than Cam.
Way more talented than Cam Newton. But at the point where Cam Newton had his good season, it was the best season that had happened in college football at that point. But nobody had a more historical season than Joe Burrow.
Cam Newton was described as Bo Jackson that can throw the ball.
Oh shit!
But he did not have a better season than Joe Burrow.
If you think Cam Newton is more talented than Bo Jackson, you need to be crazy, man.
You need to be tested.
It depends on what value you put on throwing the football.
Is Cam Newton better than Mike Vick?
If you think throwing the football is Cam Newton better than Mike Vick in college? Yes, he was. You're talking about somebody.
We're not talking about better. We're talking about talent.
You're not talking about that 1 year that Cam Newton.
You're talking about 1 year talent.
If Cam Newton better than Mike Vick, he had more talent than Mike Vick. Mike Vick can throw your 80-yard ball 80 yards down the field on.
So can Cam Newton.
Come on, man. Cam gonna throw the football field about. I thought it was like 45, 50 yards when he tested. He was not throwing that ball 60 yards down the field. When he tested and come by, it was like 50-some yards.
No, bro, you gotta watch that. Go watch that 2010 season, bro. He threw the ball deep down the field consistently.
You just
30 to 40 yards deep down the field. But he ain't throwing that something 40 yards plus.
Only thing before we get on these toxic fans, you said talent, sir.
Talent.
Nobody is more talented than Bo Jackson.
Thank you.
Ever. Bo Jackson. When I look at it, like it's tough to put a running back ahead of a quarterback, just simply because quarterback has to throw the football.
Nobody,
especially when you compare. Especially when you comparing quarterbacks that can run.
Bo Jackson faced 9-man boxes and still outran football team.
This man crazy.
No.
Cam Newton hit a 95-hour?
Bo Jackson is my favorite.
Can Cam Newton hit a 95-mile-an-hour pass?
I thought we were talking about.
You said
we was just talking about football.
You said talent.
Overall athlete.
Talent.
You said talent.
But that doesn't show. But we talking about football.
But you talking about football?
He's not better than Bo Jackson.
The argument you should have said was nobody had a historical season running the ball and passing the ball quite like Cam. But as a talent, he's not the most talented person.
So if we say talent, though, we don't know the talent of these cats. One of these cats might be Mozart on a piano. We have no idea. We you know what I'm saying? So we talking about football.
As a talent of sport, is nobody had more talent in sports
than Deion Sanders.
That's true. That's Bo Jackson. Deion probably number 2.
Deion even said Bo, so don't even go there, man.
It's probably Bo Jackson.
That's a tough debate.
And the sad part about it is,
and I love
The only
Prime.
reason
I think Prime.
it's still your guy. So take
I
the win,
think
dude.
Prime is ahead of Bo.
I love this conversation. I
Go
love this
ahead.
conversation because I love this conversation because I'm an Auburn fan. So
winning.
y'all know I'm not biased when I'm saying like shit. I don't know, maybe DM.
Cam Newton won the Heisman, and y'all was so happy Cam Newton won the Heisman. Y'all won the national championship, so y'all put Cam Newton up there with God, right?
Nah, man, you saw it. You watched the season. Man, we not putting him up there for no false reason. The man was amazing. Like we're not gonna sit up here and just like we just did it because we won a national championship.
He had a good year at playing quarterback. So did Mac Jones.
He didn't have a Cam Newton year.
He had a better year.
He had a better year passing.
He won Heisman.
No, he didn't win the Heisman because he was slow.
So Mac Jones won a Heisman. So off of Mac Jones' year, did he win a Heisman? Did he go first overall pick in the draft? No, he didn't have a better year.
Bryce Young did.
We talking about
college. You going to a different quarterback.
He had more touchdowns. He had a better passing percentage. He had more yards than Cam Newton.
And
Cam
Newton played more games.
Consistent. This is a quarterback that y'all also you guys, all Alabama fans, consistently talk about as being had the best Alabama team ever, best receiving core ever. These are your words.
It's
so
not
don't pretend like.
And Auburn had one of the most stocked defenses that Auburn had in years that year. That
was statistically one of the worst defenses of giving up yards ever in Auburn history.
Auburn bend but never broke. Only time Auburn gave up a lot of yards was in Alabama.
Listen, the only time that y'all saw that defense in 2010 show up in big places was in big games when you saw Nick Fairley making plays.
Ain't that where it matters?
Yeah, it matters. But I'm saying, if you take the overall season,
they did take small team lightly. I mean,
if you take the overall season of 2010, that defense gave up more yards than almost any other defense in Auburn history.
Man, that defense put in 9 people in the damn pros.
That doesn't matter, but you're saying like what did they do on the field? They gave up a lot of yards. They did.
They gave up a lot of yards. They gave up a lot of yards in teams that they knew they was gonna beat. But when they play against the top teams in the SEC, they gave their ass the business.
But how do we rank defenses now? We look at the stats and we say, hey, this team didn't give up a lot of yards. They didn't give up a lot of points. So this is a team that gave up this is a defense that gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards.
Hold on, man. Wait a minute. This ain't no Auburn show. One thing.
I'm speaking the facts, bro. And I'm speaking against Auburn, so I don't want you to say
who is dressing him because he need to be fired.
Who is who? Hold on, let me see. Who is Cam?
And then you talk. Then y'all.
I don't agree with everything.
then y'all talk.
Don't hold me to that. Now I just said it was good. I'm not finna wear no feather caps.
You out here fighting. You fighting for the wrong guy. This guy out here wearing all these goddamn big old ass clothes. Some of it be tight like girl stuff. Some of it be wild like damn old back in the day, like Tina Turner was wearing these feather hats. Like this dude. This dude was out there. The dude was out there last Sunday with a bubble suit on, bro. At a 707 event with a bubble suit on.
Listen, I can separate it. Andre 3 Stacks is my favorite rapper ever. That man wore whatever the hell he wanted to, and that don't.
But he can get away with that.
Yeah, but that don't take the fact that he can rap. Whatever Cam Newton wear, that don't take away from the fact that at Auburn, that boy was the man. What he put on the field is what he put on the field.
Man,
now, what he wear, that's his choice.
Only reason why y'all feel like that about Auburn, man, because he won the national championship. That's it. If Bama beat Auburn, if Bama don't let y'all come back from a 24-0 and take y'all asses on out, y'all don't feel like that about Cam Newton because he would have wet the bed in Alabama.
Man, still a top 5 Auburn performance ever, even without that game. He's still in the top 5.
You would not feel the same way if Bama beat Auburn at 24-0.
I mean,
you would not feel the same way about Cam Newton.
Of course not. You wouldn't feel the same way about half the players you feel like if they didn't win championships.
Man.
Bryce
Like,
Young didn't win
think
no
about it.
championship. Bryce Young did not win a championship, but you would
That's
not.
just Bryce
here,
Young,
dog.
but Bryce Young is a great player, though.
Cam is never gonna be more talented than
Man,
Bryce.
since we talking about our quarterbacks and all this other stuff, we're gonna talk about these toxic fan bases.
Like Tez.
Tez.
And he the start of it. And he the reason. Coming here.
Not the reason.
Man, Brian and Dwight trying to figure out, like, did this man pick Cam over Bo Jackson?
I did.
Over. Okay. For one,
we can have a whole conversation. We can make that another show.
We gonna say this. Hold on, man. Shout out to OT, man. What's going on, bro? Shout out to
in terms of skill set now.
Hold on, man. Shout out to the whole crew season, man. Y'all boy doing the thing over there, man.
I'm just speaking.
I seen you mudding the other day, man. I meant to ask you where you was at. But and oh yeah, man. While you in here, OT, my dog picked Cam Newton over Bo Jackson as most talented player. Football player. I know it's crazy, but
what the world coming to? What the world coming to?
Man, I mean, he picked Cam Newton over Dan Herschel Walker. I mean,
I did.
See, my dog laughing at you, man. Like, man.
So
think about
let me ask you this, Coach Carl.
Barry Sanders.
If I ask you the greatest college football players ever, would you put any of those over Cam Newton?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Sure,
no.
All three of them.
Most people is. I'm gonna tell you what the list is. It's Cam Newton is unanimously in the top three. Then listen. Then you got a Reggie Bush in there somewhere.
Jeez.
Some people like myself put a Peter Warwick in the top three. Everybody didn't feel that way because he wasn't that fast. But
how is Joe Burrow not in there then?
I mean, you talking
because you don't even respect Joe Burrow. You like
Joe Burrow had the best.
I don't respect Joe Burrow.
No. That's not what I'm trying to say. If we really respected that LSU season for what it was, we would call all of those players in the top 5, top 10s ever, but we don't.
No,
the only player that we consistently put up there is Joe Burrow. That's it.
He had the most historic season ever.
That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about?
Ever.
Yeah, but that offense was the most historic offense ever.
Because of the trigger man.
Because of him.
Because of the trigger man, Tez.
Do them boys still go undefeated without Joe Burrow? Yes or no, Tez?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he wasn't great. I'm just saying that, like, when you start talking about him, man, he didn't. Okay.
That same team last year, we had 0 points.
So do you think that Joe Burrow, answer me this question, do you think Joe Burrow could have taken the 2010 Auburn team without Cam Newton, replace those quarterbacks? You think we win a championship with Joe Burrow?
I don't know.
You can't
no,
really
we don't.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Because LSU as a team with Joe Burrow that year, they were amazing everywhere. We weren't amazing everywhere. We had Cam Newton. He was the difference maker. So, like, nah, bro, I don't know. You can't acknowledge that. You can't ignore the fact that LSU team was great. Outside of Joe Burrow, they were great.
You were still playing in the era, Tez, with Cam Newton as a quarterback, that passing wasn't the priority. It was still a run first type of offense, and then passing was sprinkled in on top of that. Cam's season was basically predicated on the fact that everybody knew he was going to run and he can throw a 5, 10, 15-yard pass on top of their head. But when he dropped back and he had the pass, he just actually had to pass the ball and make a completion, big time completion. He couldn't do that consistently in Auburn. So he always drop back, get a little pressure, take off because he was bigger than everybody and break a through tackle, get a first down. But if it came down to critical plays, Cam couldn't make no critical passing plays.
He made enough of them to win a national championship. What are we talking about?
Bama, even to beat Bama,
he made enough of them to beat Bama.
Play to beat Bama.
It doesn't matter.
But
he made enough plays to beat Alabama. He made enough plays to win a
You
national
talking about
championship.
traditional drop back pass, and Cam was
We're
not
talking
that
about
good.
revenge. What we doing?
That's why he didn't last that long in the NFL, because traditional drop back passing, he could never evolve in that.
So we
He
gonna
was just
ignore
a
the fact. We
talent.
gonna ignore the fact that he went to the
All right,
Panthers, which Alabama fans already acknowledge that the Panthers is a trash organization because Bryce Young is stuck down there. So we ain't gonna say nothing about Cam going to that trash organization.
Hold
on, wait a minute. For one. Hold on. For one,
it's a trash organization.
Let be for real.
But when we talk about
the
Cam,
Carolina Panthers,
when we talk
about where Cam went to is not the same as where Bryce went to.
Same organization, different players. Same organization, different players.
Tell me where Steve Smith at.
Steve Smith played what, 1 year with Cam?
Sure.
Tell me what
1-2 years he was on his way out of the league.
Show me one player that's on the Steve Smith caliber on the Panthers right now, or even close to it.
Nobody.
Cam Newton played 1 year with.
He had D'Angelo Williams. He had Stewart at running back. You got 2 running backs, offensive line.
Okay.
Do I need to keep going?
Do I need to keep going?
And they had keep
going? The organization
and they had an awesome defense.
Bro, and an awesome defense. That is, if they would have won, they would have been considered one of the greatest defenses of all time. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
So the organization not trash. It's just the players right now. So which one is it?
It's literally everything. They don't have nothing. Tell me where they graded. Tell me where they graded. Tell me where they graded.
Bro, if it's everything,
where they graded?
I don't know where they graded. I'm not a Panthers
fan. And then why? So why are you speaking? So why are you talking about Cam Newton's Carolina Panthers because Bryce Young Carolina Panthers game?
Because my answer will always be the same. Because it's a podcast, bro. We talk about sports.
No, but you can't. Of course, why am I talking about it? Stop it, man. Stop it. You the one said you comparing the two. Now, if you want to compare,
I'm saying it's the same. I'm saying it's the same organization. Yeah, they had great.
It's not the same organization because one, you have a different owner, you have a different GM, you have a different head coach.
They're still in the first round for a quarterback. With all that shit being, I'm sorry, with all that stuff being different, they in the first round for a quarterback for Cam Newton, in the first round for a quarterback for Bryce Young. So what's the difference? They trash. Okay. It's the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
They still in the first round, getting the first round first pick for a quarterback.
When the Colts didn't have Peyton Manning for that 1 year, and they were trash, and then they drafted Andrew Luck. The quarterback position made a difference because that was the only thing that was missing. They still had Reggie Wayne back there. They still had a running back back there. They still had a great defense. They still had a great ownership. They still had great personnel. Like, what are you talking about? The only thing that they didn't have. What are you talking about, bro?
The Colts were built around Peyton Manning. They got Andrew Luck. They had to do something differently.
Only thing they did was just get a quarterback.
Why are we comparing the
Colts? Had an awesome defense too. Dwight Freeney and all them cats. You can say they were built around Peyton Manning all you want, but everybody also know that the Colts defense was the fire.
Yeah, that defense was built around the Colts being up 2 touchdowns. That's why they had Dwight Freeney. That's why they had all those pass rushers on the outside. They didn't have a lot of interior pressures. If you could force the Colts into stopping the run late in the games, you could beat them. Because it was built around your quarterback being up 2
Alabama
touchdowns.
Channel. You right, Miss Sue. That's why. Like, why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about this now?
Because
we don't care. We don't care. He lost. Y'all still got that 2010 thing hanging up.
But
we won like 5 national championships. We don't care about no Auburn. Auburn. We bet Alabama.
We went from the Colts.
We bet Alabama. Congratulations.
I have no idea how you got here.
I don't know either. That's why we all could. But like I was saying, we're gonna talk about these toxic fan bases, which ours is very, very toxic.
As they come.
And they showing it with Coach Sean post.
Shout out to Coach Sean, man.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, God, listen, I don't want to say this before we even get in this. Coach Sean, bro, if y'all not following that guy, bro, this dude gives some of the most accurate takes on football, man. and you can't be mad about it. So when I see people mad about the post that he putting up, it's just like, bruh, he's speaking the truth. And since I've known him, he's done nothing but speak the truth. So like, yeah, shout out to Coach Sean, man, for doing that, because
It's
not a lot
sad.
of fans and analysts do that to
The
that
crazy
degree.
part about that is a lot of folks don't understand that Coach Sean is speaking from a player's perspective. He
Facts.
played the football game.
Mm-hmm.
He understands the NIL portion of it. He understands being a football player at a college that you're playing for, that you can't even buy the jersey that you're wearing. Somebody buy your jersey and hang it up in their store. You go in there, you can't even buy lunch at their stores. He understand what the kids were coming from and where the kids are going.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he speaks about it, he speaks with the passion because he are one of those guys.
Right.
In his mindset and his heart, he's still one of those young men that played that game, and he played that game at a high level. And no matter how good he was or how many touchdowns he ran, how many yards he put up, at the end of the day, they still gonna talk to you about shit. They're gonna talk to you like shit if you ain't doing exactly what they think you're gonna do or what you're supposed to do. If you go out there and run for 600 yards one game, Tez, and you go on the stand and say, well, it wasn't because the team was blocking, it was because God blessed me with such and such. The fans gonna kill you with that because you ain't acknowledged their team. It's just point blank. It's the thing that we do as fan base. If your player don't do it the way you want to do it, it's gonna be a problem. That's all it is. It's just fans, man. And they have their own opinion. They have their right to feel the way they feel. But when Coach Sean see it, Coach Sean hear it takes him back to time that he was out there on that field playing football, and it takes him into another level. So you have to pay attention to what he's saying because he actually played the game.
Right.
Yep.
And that's no lie right there, man. Because the whole thing about if a lot of folks haven't seen the post, like we had a show on Monday talking about the top what we're talking about, the top quarterbacks and top defensive linemen ever to play at Alabama. And so y'all go check that out. But he said this towards the end of the show. But what's so funny about the show or whatnot, when he was talking about it, man, he was just talking about fans talking about players. He wasn't talking about no particular player at all. He was just talking about fans talking about players. I mean, yeah, fans talking about players. And a lot of people are so butthurt because I put Jalen right there as an example. He wasn't talking about Jalen. If you go listen to the video, the full video, you can see Coach Sean talking, and then Jans brought up Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And then when he did that, I was like, oh, that's a prime example right there.
Yeah.
That is a prime example right there of how our fans, they just think that we don't remember things at all, bro. Like, we remember when going into the offseason, we won the national championship, and everybody talking about, oh, who's going to be the star, when we all knew deep down Tua was going to be the starter because he was the better passer. But Coach Saban was like, whoever come out there, that's who's going to be my starter. But we already knew who it was. And folks were trashing Jalen. It was folks that was trashing Jalen. So let's not act like, and matter of fact, to use a better example, y'all was trashing Jalen Milroe in real time.
Real time.
I can name plenty of guys that came through the University of Alabama that fans were trashing in real time. And I'm just talking about in my whole era, which is right now. And this is just right now. So I can tell you, I have to remind a lot of folks, this is the state of Alabama.
I mean, you got to go back. You can go back to damn before
I got to remind folks, this is the state of Alabama now.
Yeah, and go back before
I
Saban
think
got
y'all
there.
know where I'm going with this now. Let's not play crazy. Like, this ain't the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
Bible Belt.
We know where you're going.
So we can play crazy if you want to.
The capital of the university steps.
Hello.
Yeah.
If you really want to go there.
And be sharp. And when you look at it that way, man, and I guess I'm the old guy. I'm just gonna go on and say it. A lot of it is this learned behavior toward different races. That's what it's a learned behavior for some of them, and and some people think that because it go like what you were talking about, the traditional quarterback, and what people have not accepted is that era is over. They don't play that quarterback role like that anymore. But then the other part of that is football is not even the same all the way across the board anymore. So you were talking about Jalen Milroe getting trashed. I go on and call names. Poor Wilkin Formby caught it. He caught it so bad until it was just stupid. They were trashing Wilkin. They were trashing Jalen. They were trashing Elijah Pritchard. They trashed Caden Proctor. They trashed Jaden. Hell, they trashed everybody. They trashed them. But nobody got the hate like Jalen Milroe got it. And sometimes if you on Twitter, X or whatever you want to call it, you can go on there, and there was some folks on there that did everything, said everything, but called him out of his name, and they may as well should have done that. And it took everything within me not to fight back, not to say anything, but I did say, I asked this question. If it was Ty Simpson having a bad game, see, I ain't scared of nobody, man. If it was Ty Simpson having a bad game, would you slam Ty the way you slamming Jalen? And I said, and I'll wait. I'll wait.
I'll definitely wait.
I'll wait.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Let's go back from Jalen Hurts. Remember Andrew Zhao? Andrew Zhao was starting quarterback at University of Alabama. The boy had a hell of a season. He made a few mistakes. He didn't have the talent and didn't have the coaching staff. They killed that boy every damn time he walked on the field. Right? They talked about him like a dog. He had a really good year. They didn't have another athletic quarterback of that stature until Saban played Blake Sim. They called Nick Saban all kind of fool for playing Blake Sim until Blake Sim came out there and lit up the place, and then they started cheering for Blake Sim. And then as soon as he lost the national championship, they killed his ass again.
Right.
And
they cheered for him all year long, and then they killed him in the national championship game. That's what they do, man. Even with what the boy name we had? We had Jake Coker. He was doing really damn good. At one point, some games he messed up. They killed Jake Coker live until he won that championship game. When he won the national championship, everybody loved Jake Coker. It don't matter what you do. If you playing at University of Alabama, man, that is one of the most scrutinized school in the world. Now, other fan bases are rough on theirs, but nobody rougher than Alabama because we have a historic program of winning. We had historic years of always being great, except, in between a few years in between there that me and Brisket probably know about. You know about a lot, Piano Man, but we don't want to go back to the bad years. But we still had a history of winning. Even when we had the down years, we were suspected to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the kids underperformed, and they got killed for it. It's more so now than it was back then, because now it's the social media era.
Yeah.
Now social media era, everybody can come on social media and kill you, and then they can go and do what they call those mark undercover damn accounts or whatever they call them.
The burner accounts.
The burner accounts. And then they'll put no name. They put a little fake name and no picture, and then they go in there and just kill you on all these burners accounts. That's what they do now. They ain't gonna never put their face on it. They ain't gonna never say what they want to say with their face on it because it's affect their jobs, this and that. Affect their livelihood. Right. But they will kill you to death on a burner account. Because they don't have it's no consequences for it. And then that's the era that we're living in. We just got we gotta get used to it as fan base, as talking head, and they gotta get used to it as players. He's just gonna have tough skin. And a lot of time, man, it's hard. That's why when Jalen Hurt dropped that commercial with Jordan, that was like one of the most precious thing I've seen, bro. I was sucking it up. I was enjoying. I love the commercial.
Right.
Because the same thing Coach Sean said. And it's kind of like picking back. So I go to the commercial thing about Coach Sean said. Coach Sean 100% right. That kid said in the damn video that he ain't for getting bitched in the national championship game, to getting benched the year after, to transfer in Oklahoma. It was all in the commercial. When Coach Sean said these kids are watching, these kids are listening, their parents are listening, their family listening, their friends are listening, they not gonna forget about it. So instead of killing them, let's just say, well, Jalen had a bad game. But if the offensive coordinator was competent, he probably wouldn't have had such a bad game. You know, he had a bad game. They compliment him on the fact that he went out there and he gave us his all. And even if he came in failure, he still gave us his all. That's all that matters. I have to do with that shit every Friday night, man, the football season. Kids go out there and underperform. You can't kill them. You just got to coach them up.
Yep.
It's one thing when you're talking about they play, man. Like, it's fair game when you're talking about they play. And shout out to DC, stepping in the house, Auburn Addicts. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. Good brother. And also Water Cooler Talk podcast, Nick and Marcus doing a damn thing, man. Make sure you guys go over there and support them. But the thing is, man, if you're just talking about the game, that's one thing. But when you start treading over, like, start calling man, excuse my French, bitches, and all this other stuff, knowing you wouldn't do that to them, to their face, on a burner account, talking about his family, sending death threats. They did that to Wilkin Farm last year.
Last year.
It's on the documentary. And I haven't even seen it. How you gonna, because he wasn't blocking well that game? Because he had a bad game? I was like, okay, if you want to criticize him for that, okay, cool. I can understand that. But you sending out death threats, man, you are cowards. You are cowards. It ain't nothing else to say about you. And then that's why I said, man, the post bothered a lot of people because you can see, you can always tell when somebody watched something to its entirety. They just seen Jalen Milroe, not Jalen Milroe. I don't know why I keep saying Jalen.
Jalen Hurts.
But Jalen Hurts.
There's a lot of Jalen's, man. I get it.
Oh yeah, man. Jalen's everywhere. But you see Jalen Hurts on there, and they just said, oh, man, we love Jalen. You love Jalen now. Now. Of course you love Jalen now. Everybody love you when you're on top. What you going to say now? What you going to say now?
Be sharp, hold up, bro. I'm not going to let you get off there. I ain't going to let you just leave that dangling out there like that. Because even when Philadelphia drafted him, the same folks that say they love him, they trashed him then. He ain't no good quarterback. He's not going to be able to last. He won't last a good year. He's going to be coming out this, that, and the third.
He was gonna never
that's why I don't pay no attention to all that foolishness.
Yeah.
We love Jalen. Where were you when he needed your where were you when he needed your encouragement? Where were you when everybody else was trashing him? Where were you? That's my question. Where were you?
So
my wife said, I did tell you, my wife said, y'all threw Jalen to the dirt. That was my wife said. He said, every time she see Jalen play, she said, I'm always root for Jalen because y'all Alabama fans threw him to the curb.
Yeah.
That was she said.
I'm gonna say this, man. Like, I get it. I don't know why like the fans reacted that way. But then, like, when you look at Jalen Hurts' career, you're talking about he came in 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So by that time, we talking about an Alabama team that was 3 or 4 championships in, right? From when Nick Saban got there, talking about like 2008, 2009. It's like 4 championships in, right? So yeah, he comes in, he plays, he doesn't win the championship his first year. Second year, he does it. He gets to a championship, but then he gets substituted for another quarterback who goes on and wins another championship, right? So, in to y'all are fans, like diehard fans. Y'all been fans since the down years. Y'all are realistic, so y'all get it. But to the fans that came along because y'all were 4 championships in, Like to all the people that came along, it's like, oh, they win the championships now. Let me put on the crimson. Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts is like a bus story to them because they don't know anything other than, hey, we win championships here at Alabama consistently year after year, right? And y'all know that, like, hey, for a period of time, it wasn't really like that, right? Y'all know that even before '92, it was a while before '92 came and we won the national championship, right? Y'all know that, but the other fans, man, the fans that come along just because y'all are winning, they have no clue. They look at Jalen Hurts as just like, oh, everybody else did it. We won 4 of these things. We just won 4 of these things. You think about it. If you was in middle school for the first one, and by the time that Jalen Hurts gets along, you graduate in high school, you're like, oh, we're not winning no more. So I get why they act like that, but it's unwarranted, man. It's definitely unwarranted because he gave his all to the university, man. And one of the things when we went down to the Senior Bowl, man, I said this on another podcast, but I want to say it again, is, man, you got to understand that these are just kids, bro. That was one of the most glaring things that I noticed in interviewing these kids, because it was our first time. I was kind of nervous about it, like how would they accept me? But they was more nervous with me because I'm older. You know what I'm saying? Just talking, and it's like, man, these are just kids. That was the most eye-opening thing to me, being down there. Like, these are just kids, bro. They're not ready for all this scrutiny that we put on them, man. Expectations that we put on them. They just really want to play football, get their families out of bad situations. They're not in this to be, some of them not in it to be the greatest ever. They're not in it to be one of the best quarterbacks in this school level. They just in it to get themselves out of that situation, man. They just having fun. So we got to keep that in mind as fans, man. Sometimes we lose sight of that. And one of the ways you can lose sight of that is you win consistently. You win consistently and then you stop. And then all of a sudden, all that goes out of the window. And that's what I see that's going, that will happen to Jalen. And it's seriously, honestly, with y'all fan base is carrying on into now. So I know we talking about Jalen, but like, you got DeBoer under intense pressure right now because y'all have won so much. Not because, you know, any other reason. You know, if this was, we talking about Baylor or some other school here, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about a quarterback or coach or none of that. But we talking about the University of Alabama, who's won a lot in recent history. So this is the pitfalls that come with it, man. And some of the fans, I do agree, some of the fans need to notice, like, hey, this is not the way to go, bro. This is not going to lead to longevity. This is not going to lead to, you know, like when me and Brisky was talking on the phone earlier, like, hey, they see this, bro. There's no secret. Like, you think that man don't see that stuff on the internet? You don't think they don't read those comments? Like, they say they don't, but realistically, like, think about it right now. Ain't none of us famous. People in the comments, none of us famous as Jalen Hurts. We all read the comments. If somebody mention our name on Facebook or something like that, we gonna be in an uproar. So think about it, bro. They read all the comments that we make about them and stuff like that, man. They read those things, man. So
man, the crazy
we got to keep that in mind.
I don't know how many posts, like, ever since I made the TikTok, like when I started doing videos on Deshaun Lee and Laciel Brook, Cam Calhoun, pretty much every last one of them said something about the video. They liked the video,
right?
Reposted the video, so that lets me know they seeing it. They still see it. They check social media, bro. This is literally what they grew up on. So I had some clown on TikTok talking about, oh man, they don't care about what we think because they pros or whatnot. He was talking about the guys like in the NFL because he thinking I was talking about well, not me. Coach Sean was talking about Jalen, but he's talking about like all the fans talking about the players. He was like, man, they don't care about that. About little, oh yes, they do. Ask their families, do they remember this stuff? They families be the main ones, man. That's why I said, man, I can tell you, man, the type of ridicule they gave Jalen, man. I know the Michigan game. Like, I know a lot of people are mad about the Michigan game and how we lost the Michigan game. I can't even remember what the bowl was, the Citrus Bowl or whatever that was. Who cares that we lost the Citrus Bowl? Jalen is the reason that this team stayed together. At least give him that.
Right.
I'm like, you can't even get a man like, no, it's not the way we wanted to go out, but at least give this man some praise. Show him love, man.
If he transferred, the whole team go.
Huh?
If he transferred, the whole team transferred.
Man, if that would have been a major transfer
behind the team, he was the glue stick behind the team. So
now you got guys
12 games or you win 9, man. Who gives a damn? The kid deserves respect, man. Period.
Yes. That's what I'm just saying, man. It's just a simple fact that just shows you, man. Now a lot of these guys are just here now because they want to be here.
Yeah.
Like it was some guys that they just would never buy in to killing the board. And it's okay, man. It's their lives. They can do whatever they want to do. It's not mine. I want them to stay cool. But man, listen here. These young boys are growing into men.
Right.
As long as I ever been alive, bro, I can be a whole bunch of things. Before I want love, I want respect.
Facts.
I'll take respect all day before I take love.
Yeah.
I respect these young men. The fact that they got to go out there and deal with a negative ass fan base that we have, ungrateful ass fan base, people that probably they never played a sport in their life, can't do what they do. That goes for basketball, soccer, whatever they do. They have that pressure on them. Like for what, man? And then when you come around them same folks that was talking bad about Jalen Miro, some of the worst Alabama fans, they get around him, they be like, "Hey, man, how you doing? How you doing, man? My son loves you, man. Yeah, all that good stuff."
That's facts.
Can I get a picture? Can I get an interview? Can I get an autograph?
They act like me at the Senior Bowl. I spent the whole year dogging Jalen Miro out. I seen him down at the Senior Bowl. I was like, bro, I just really want to get an interview.
And turn to a fangirl, huh?
All that cool stuff I was saying, like, nah, that dude, I'm not finna say none of that. That dude,
man,
you're right, man,
230 some. Like, nah.
Like, bro, you
Miss Janice, Miss Janice said the best. She said, "Don't forget spoiled. Like we'll spoil."
Oh,
that's it.
And that's it right there.
That's it. Like we rotten.
That is
nobody. You can. I dare somebody to just go. You can go back to when the day Coach Saban retired, man. Some folks were falling off a cliff and all that because they don't remember. Coach Carl is older than me. Piano Man is older than me. I'm just speaking on the Alabama fan base. Of course, Tez remember. But I remember Auburn beating us 6 years in a row. I could not stand it.
How long?
I could not stand it. So you telling me we going 9-4.
Brinskey, my brother.
And you telling about going, I tell them like this. You experienced 6 years in a row losing to Auburn, and you tell me, do this bother you? This didn't bother me one bit. I like, it's the man first year. He didn't have his coordinator. He don't have his quarterback. He don't have his players in there. Give him time. I ain't never seen nobody just come in there in 1 year unless it just completely stayed the same and won.
B, I'm gonna tell you something, man. And you was talking about me being the older guy. I'm gonna tell you this. I can remember in the waning years of Bear Bryant, Auburn started killing us back then. I mean, and let me tell you who else beat us back then. Mississippi State. Mississippi State beat us. We were
right.
The Bear. Are you serious? Losing. Man, look, I thought they were gonna have to commit me. Now that's back when I was back in the gap for real. And that's when, and you talking about being spoiled now. Go back to the 70s and the early 80s. It was a whole total different ball game. And people were, I ain't gonna say jumping off the cliff, but people were abandoning the fan base. They were abandoning the team.
They were walking the plank.
They were walking. They were walking. I'm serious. So Alabama has had this history of that. And now, like you said, it's like worse now than it is then because we got social media to deal with. And I mean, it's just bad. But nothing's gonna make me leave my tide. But I just wish the fans would understand it from a player's perspective that these guys hurt You know, because like Nick Saban said, nobody wants to win more than they do. They want to win them all. They want to win them all, but sometimes it doesn't happen. But to trash them and then get personal with it and
that's
bring a
foul.
family member in it, that's not cool.
That's foul. I mean, I'm gonna say this: like a lot of what we talking about when we talk about what y'all remember and dominance is a lot about age. I'm telling the story because my dad, of course, is older than me, older than all of us.
Well, maybe not older than Piano Man.
Yeah, he might be about the same age, actually.
Yeah, they probably about the same age.
But the point is he talks about, he's an Alabama fan. He talks about the 9 straight wins from Bear Bryant. Y'all talk about the 6 and how that affected you, Brinsky, and how that affected you, Coach Carl. Like them 6 games, it was tough. But to somebody like him, who's old enough to remember, and I think that 9-game streak ended in 81. I was born in 81. So to him, he's looking at this 6 straight games like it's not enough. He doesn't see it like y'all see it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense right now, but he doesn't see it as like, oh man, this was just devastating. He sees it as like, oh, they ain't top the 9. Like we just won 9. You know what I'm saying? They got 6 out of the deal. Okay, cool. Holler at me when y'all get 9. But y'all don't see it that way. A lot of fans don't see it that way because they didn't see the 9. All they saw was the 6. So it's interesting.
Look at it like
it's interesting to just see the different perspectives like that. You know what I'm saying? Just from
look
college
at it like-
football in general.
Look at it like this, Ted, right? The 9 times Brian was whipping up on Auburn. Auburn didn't have a team to compete with him anyway.
That's very true.
One of my
classic-
the 6 time Tuberville beat us. We had the number. We came in with number 2 team, number 3 team, number 5 team, number 7, like number 9. And we came in this season as some of the top teams in the country. And Tuberville rolled in there, whoop our ass. They come in the next year, solely whoop our ass. Go in the next year and solely whoop our ass. We was favored in 3 of the games that we lost.
That's true.
The 9 times in the 70s through the 80s,
they were supposed to win.
Double-digit underdogs.
I give
You know what I'm saying?
you that. I give you that.
So that's the big
Solid
issue.
point.
When we in Brisket and Piano Man talking about in the era between Shula and damn what your man name, Gene Stoller. That era right there was probably the most terrible era of the Alabama history. Like we had horrible coaches, great players and horrible coaches. We had coaches that get hired and get fired the same damn day, seemed like.
Good
We
coach
had
is not
Mike
easy to
Shula
find,
down.
bro.
Mike Shula down there that had the top quarterback in the country at one point, and top cornerback in the country looked like a pedestrian walking down the street that never seen a ball before. We had Tyrone Protos and Deuce. Like, we had teams that was like shit. Who we had? Like who 22 DJ Halls of the world. And we had players that were so talented that couldn't even catch a goddamn ball.
Hey, listen, it's interesting you brought up that time period. I would love to. I haven't looked this up, but I would love to take a look at the talent on y'all team in any team versus like the people who won national championships during that time period, and just to see how these teams stack up talent wise against some of those teams during that. How long was that from
against Bama teams? They really did.
Yeah.
Man, you had Florida won championship that Bama should have won. You had Ohio State. Miami won a couple championships in between then, but Miami was
more
team.
talented.
Miami was a team. I don't think they had more talent than Bama, but Miami was more structured together and it was rugged. And they had went back to the old 88 Miami, the rugged, knock your ass out, I robbed you in the street type Miami. So they had that ruggedness to them because they had Luke pumping their money to them. So they didn't need anything. So they didn't care.
Who else won? You got Florida.
Penn State did.
You think they was a better team?
Penn State did.
Penn State did win, yeah.
You had Ohio State won. Who was one back in them days?
Well,
Tennessee.
From like
Florida
92,
State.
2002 to
Florida State won a couple. Tennessee
2008, I
won.
guess.
Oh, you had Nebraska, you had
Nebraska.
Florida, you had Florida State,
Oklahoma
you had
was
Nebraska won
winning.
twice in a row.
Oklahoma.
So I guess
Yeah,
what I'm asking
USC,
is how many
Oklahoma.
of those teams do you really realistically think were better than Alabama at the time?
Yeah, USC,
USC was a good
Miami,
team. Miami was a good team.
USC, Miami, Nebraska
Nebraska for what they was running was a great team.
Nebraska had that damn triple option team.
Shout out
Georgia,
Tom
Tech,
Frazier.
Georgia Tech won one in between then with that triple
Texas
option.
did too.
But still,
Didn't Texas
man.
Yeah,
win
with
one?
Vince Young.
Texas won.
Even with all
But
that,
I don't think Texas was more talented than Bama. They just had better quarterback.
yeah.
And USC had, I think USC may have been the most talented team
They was
in that
pretty
era.
good. Yeah.
In that era.
Yeah. But even with all that, man, it's just showing you like everything that we saying, man, how spoiled my fault. How spoiled this fan base has been. That's why I say everybody got their bad apples. Auburn has theirs, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, whoever. It don't matter what school you name, Florida State, Ohio State, USC. Everybody got their bad apples. Whoever winning, whoever's in the administration. And the white said it's supposed to be an album string. Yeah, man. Tez came in here and caused chaos.
My bad, man. I'm sorry. I was late.
Messed it up. But yeah, man. But we about to get off in a minute. But yeah, man, just be grateful, man. For like trust me, bro. What we seen with Nick Saban is not about to happen again in the history of our lifetime. Especially how everything is being constructed with NIL.
They structured the game so you can't do that no more. So
exactly.
Yeah, with this new revenue sharing coming out, you know, you heard about the NCAA rule, new revenue sharing rule, right?
Yep.
How they cutting down the scholarship players in the SEC. Well, the SEC cutting down the scholarship player to 85, but the NCAA said you can go up to 105. But the SEC said no, we're gonna keep it at 85. They want to control how much money being spent. So even with that being said, we're gonna still take the back seat to a lot of other programs because the Big Ten gonna get their 105 scholarship.
Oh yeah, of course.
And Coach Carl, while you own that, they were talking about that very thing the other day. I was listening to another show, and Alabama's going to come in third as far as the SEC goes because Texas and Georgia is going to outspend them.
Yeah.
And Alabama's still going to be stuck at third. So I've said all along that for Alabama to go back to the glory years where they could get players and everything, Alabama's going to have to win championships in order for that to happen.
So, Piano Man, what? I got a question. What percentage of these kids? So you got 85 scholarship kids. Coach Carl, you mentioned it too. You got 85 scholarship kids. What percentage of those kids? How many of those kids you think getting NIL deals? Or getting NIL money?
Probably all 85, but
probably all 85.
It depends on the
money different.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why the SEC wouldn't want to go to like 100, right? 105.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's gonna depend on your status and your like your star rating coming in and how much you're contributing. So you broken your deal about how you're coming in. Some of the kids, the 85 are 2 and 3 stars. So 2 and 3 stars not really gonna get a whole lot of PT. They just special team kids, not gonna get a whole lot of money. So the SEC trying to make sure that they don't have to raise their profit sharing up to 40, 50 million because of 105 scholarships.
I got you.
So I think they're trying to limit how many shares, how much money they have to be able to spend across all of these different.
Now you can spend more money on a single kid. Yeah. If you ain't got to pay the whole 105, you got 85. You can spend more money on.
Not really, because I'm thinking what the NCAA trying to do, or what the legislature is trying to do, is broker where it's a certain cap of how much money every school can spend, and it's up to the school to disperse between all the programs that they compass. So I think that's what the legislature is trying to do, trying to control how much money these young kids are making, because a lot of the young kids coming out of high school make more than the legislators.
It makes sense.
But before we go ahead, Piano Man, then I'm make this now, and then we'll get up out of here.
Okay, I'm gonna make this right quick. The one thing that I did talk with a particular parent whose son plays at Bama, and he's a starter as well. But she told me out of her own mouth that the NIL does not work the same for everybody, and that's where a lot of the problem is coming in. Is that it is not equal. They don't
It can't
get the
be.
same.
Yeah.
It's not. And so when you go, I forgot. There's the athletes thread, and then there's a couple of other venues that you can frequent. I think one called Roy, where you can help the players personally. But the other part of that is a percentage goes to that particular venue, so they still don't get it all. It's still crazy, and so I feel for all of them, the ones that get, the ones that don't, because they still don't get it all. We look at it that they getting a lot, but some of them they really don't.
Yeah. And to like players, the Piano Man point, like if I don't know if any players are watching this, but like I, I want to stress, like, you can do this on your own, right? You don't have to depend on the school to give you NIL money. Name, image, likeness is your own thing. You can make your own money off of this. You can create your own NIL deals. You don't have to depend on. You can go to any school you want to if you have the talent. You can go to any school you want to, and you can profit and benefit financially off your own name and likeness on your own. And you cut the middleman out. You don't have to worry about legislation. You do the best thing for your family, for you and your family. Man, I encourage any player to talk to a financial analyst before you talk to the school, because the school's gonna sell you on getting you on campus to play. That's what they want, And I'm speaking for all schools in college football. Like they want you on campus. They want you to contribute. They want you to compete. But if you want the best thing for your family, like handle that business before the schools get involved. And I don't know if any players are watching this, but if you are, like I think I just gave you a gem. I don't know for sure. I hadn't been through it, but from the outside looking in, from what I can see, like handle that business before you get there.
But
Arrive to that school with all that in place, and see how the conversation changes when they can't say, "Hey, we'll offer you this to come here," and you already got a deal in place somewhere else. Like, oh, okay. It's like going to a car dealership with your own financing.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Or you paying cash. Like, oh, they selling you on payments. Like, no, I'm not making payments. I already know how much it is. Let's talk about the price.
But with that being said, everybody, like I said, be better fans. Stop being complainers. A lot of times, unless you're an Auburn fan, you can be a complainer. I don't care about that. But
Cut it out.
yeah, man, just be better fans and just remember, if you're gonna be that type of fan, man, be that type of fan when them kids in front of you.
That's right.
Thanks.
But to end this show, tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, for all my big time Alabama fans, you've seen this man all over Twitter and YouTube. He's coming on to the Sharpshooters podcast to talk about Alabama program, recruiting, and whatever question you guys have for him, man. He's going to highly respected guy in the Alabama spaces, and one of my favorite people to listen to about the Alabama program and recruiting. With that being said, we got Justin Smith of Touchdown Alabama. He's
That's
gonna
awesome.
be
That's what it does.
he's gonna be here tomorrow night with me and Coach Sean, and just talking about recruiting and all that, man. So definitely appreciate him coming through. Been trying to set it up for some time. So definitely can't wait for that, man. It's gonna be highly entertaining. So definitely want all you Alabama fans to be in here, even Auburn fans, just asking questions on some players. I'm definitely gonna ask them ask them about some players that's down in my hometown of Tuskegee that he had a close eye on, which a lot of recruiters didn't have a close eye on. So can't wait for that. And appreciate you all supporting the channel as always. I know who said. Anitra said I used to work with his grandma. See, boy, the world is small.
Small world.
Anitra, you need to come in here tomorrow and let him know that I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna time I see you in here. I'm gonna make sure I write it down so he can see it. But that like I said,
I'll be in the chat.
hey
No
man,
doubt, no
that's all
doubt.
you listen, man.
What time? What time you going on, Brent? I got a class at 7 o'clock, so I have to listen on both.
6:30. Oh, 6:30 Central Time. Everybody check in. Turn on your notification bell for the channel. Also subscribe. Hit the like button. All that good stuff. On the road to 800 subscribers. I think we at 750 right now. I think we got 2 subscribers doing the live stream. Yep, we 50 subscribers away. So tell a friend, come on over, subscribe to the channel, and also definitely go over there and subscribe to Coach Carl channel on the Block Sports. And definitely go over there to Piano Man and subscribe to his channel too. I forgot it just that quick, Piano Man.
The long run with Piano
Man.
The
long run. And shout out to Dwight on the logo too, man. I love that.
Yeah, that's fire.
Dwight did both
fire,
of these.
bro.
Yeah.
Both of
Dwight did both of
Dwight
their
did
logos.
both.
Yeah.
Dwight did my intro and my outro.
Yeah, they both fire too.
Yeah, shout out to you, Dwight. I know you listening, brother. I know you driving, man. Definitely did awesome.
Dwight, you in Birmingham, man? I like to link up with creatives, bro. If you're in Birmingham or you ever in the area, man, drop me a line.
And also, man, if y'all weren't here the last time when Tez was on here, he has a channel now. SE Season.
Yes, sir.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah, it's SE Season.
Yeah, SE Season.
It's at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, that's his handle right there.
Right.
So make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to his channel. Trust me, this ain't gonna be the first or the last time you hearing me. He's gonna launch, I think, May 1st, like he said.
Yep.
So we're gonna go over there and support him like we normally do. This probably be the only Auburn channel outside of Nick and them channel.
Wait. Let me clarify that. It's SE Season, not just Auburn.
The
bias is there from the host, but we gonna cover everything.
There we go. You heard it here first. The bias is there, but it's definitely talking about everything SEC. So definitely link him up with a bunch of folks that we know. So we're gonna grow this channel, try to at least get him up to 100 at least before the May 1st drop. Link him up with a bunch of folks that we know. Yeah, I'm getting the echo. I heard myself. But yeah, man, definitely gonna get him those subscribe. Definitely Piano Man just hit 100 subscribers, so that's dope too. Man. Now it's time to get him over 200. Now we got to get Coach Carl to his 100.
Yes, sir.
And then and then go keep rolling, man. That's what I said, man. We're here to support each other. And thank God Tez finally got a picture on Twitter. And he's got a YouTube channel. So 2025 is going great.
Yes.
So
we're moving forward.
As always, appreciate you guys. We about to get up out of here. But you know, always and forever. F them trees. I'm not even gonna ask Tez who he got winning the national championship for the men's side, because I already know, but I'm gonna ask him real quickly. Oh yeah, F Tuma's corner, F the Eagle and all that stuff. Yeah, but who you got winning on the women's side?
I'm gonna go with Don, South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the best overall team.
Because best overall team. Okay.
I think they're the best overall team. You know, last year I went with Caitlin because she was the best overall player, and I thought she could overcome the best overall team.
No, they were more loaded last year. Now I believe they played them this year.
Loaded.
If they played them this year, I believe they would have. She would have beat them.
That's an interesting conversation.
Easily.
Yeah. But this year, just looking at the teams left, I'm gonna go with Dunn. She's got the experience. She got the talent. If she can get them to play well during this Final Four, I think they win.
And that'll do
You
it.
know how I got. You know how.
Oh, that's why I ain't asking.
Yeah, do I need to tell you why?
No.
No,
Okay.
we don't care. We heard enough.
I keep it
All
simple.
right, lady.
But I know one thing we all
we're pretty good.
We're gonna get back on that on the next one about this Cam Newton and Bo Jackson. We're gonna definitely talk about that. But appreciate everybody coming through. Like I said, make sure you guys pay attention, turn on them notifications for tomorrow. Can't wait for tomorrow. Get to know the brother. So y'all hold it down. As always, F Auburn, roll.